We are back with our Yeovil Town career mode, our mega career mode. It's been such a long time since I've done this. It's actually been about 9 months since I've uploaded the second part to our mega series, and I did promise that I would do more of this, but sadly I've been a little busy and it's kind of hard to do career modes really quickly for me anyway, rather than World Cup runs. Do you know what I mean? It's really weird. But anyway, enough of the excuses. Let's get straight into it where we left off. If you remember, we won League 2 last time, even though we were the worst squad in the league by star rating and the players we had, but we managed to pick it up, got some good form, and we almost slipped up at the end, but we retained our lead at the top of League 2 and we won League 2. So now we're going into League 1, and this video is just a little video, just a little update of what I've done with the squad and what I've done with the transfers and everything like that. I just wanted to give you guys a little update before we go into League 1. So my first move for Yeovil was signing a decent striker. So I signed a player called Okennebury, I think his name is, from Shrewsbury for a tidy £1 million. I literally blew like half my budget on this dude, but I really wanted a higher rated striker for League 1 because the players that we had from the last time, they were decent of course, but they just weren't quite at my level, and when we're stepping up to League 1 we need a proven striker, and this guy was from Shrewsbury Town, so I was like, you know what, I'll give him a go. After I blew half the budget on a striker, I went out and bought another striker. This time I bought Kieran Agard. I know this guy is pretty good, and I bought him for a measly 500k. I think it was 500k, 400k, something around those lines. So I was able to get him at a decent price, and Yeovil have their new starting strike partnership. I love that we've already upgraded the strike force already. It means though that I cannot upgrade the midfield or the defence or the goalkeeping yet, so I'm going to have to run with them. Maybe we could only really finish mid-table or lower half of League 1 if we are lucky. That meant that after we blew pretty much all the budget on 2 players, we had to rely on the youth academy. I bought so many players into the youth academy trying to build for the future. Of course, I've already got a few from last season that I brought into the squad. Fontana is a brilliant addition, and I'm using him quite a lot now in this career mode. I think he's brilliant, and of course we got a few other players dotted around the squad as well. I did say I blew the entire budget on those 2 strikers, but actually there was a little bit left in the jar for another player to get on loan. Of course our wages have gone up since we've gone into League 1, and I managed to get a player from Manchester City's reserves and academy, I guess, a player called Tom Deli Bashira. I'd never heard of him, but I looked at his stats and he's around about like a 60 to 65 rated player, and I think he could improve the midfield area. Ceci de Almeida is good, but we do need a backup just in case he gets injured. So I managed to get him on loan from Manchester City. That is a good pull, by the way, to get someone from the Premier League to come down and help us in League 1. I know it happens all the time, and it will give him a lot of experience if he wants to go back to Manchester City. So talking of pre-season, we entered a mini European tournament for the start of this campaign that we're going to face with Yeovil in League 1, and we need to play against some of these better rated teams from Europe. So I decided to enter a tournament. It was a random European competition. I didn't think much of it, but we could test out these new players and see how they do. So the group stage format into a knockout format tournament, and our first match was against St Mirren of Scotland. Quite a tough match for Yeovil, and surprisingly we won 2-0 thanks to goals from Madry and Jake Gray. Incredible stuff from Yeovil. It was a very surprising result in my opinion, because obviously we're in League 1, technically a League 2 team at the time as well. St Mirren just didn't really have anything against us, maybe because it's a pre-season friendly, I don't know, but good result for Yeovil nonetheless. Our second match in the group stage came against a team called Trelborg or Shellborg. don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's like a Norwegian team or something. Agard scored his first goal of the season for us in this game, which put Yeovil 1-0 up going into the half and deep into the second half. After Kieran Agard scored his first goal for the club in pre-season, our other striker, Arkanabri, scored his first goal too, with a little tap-in which gave us a 2-0 win over Chelborg. I mean, that's great, right? 2 wins out of 2 in a pre-season tournament. You can't go wrong with that. We had one more group game to play, and it was against Fortuna Cologne of Germany. Cologne, I should say, not Cologne. This game wasn't a very exciting game, and it only ended 1-0 to Yeovil thanks to Jake Gray. Again, great strike from Gray to win us the game and win us the group in this mini European tournament. It's great that we're able to play these sides that are bigger than us technically. It gives us a lot of experience going into League One. A perfect group in pre-season for Yeovil was all that I could have asked for, really. And luckily as well, during the pre-season, I found a defender called Sager or Sauger, however you say it, I'm not really too sure. Found him, and I really wanted to sign him, but I had to wait for the paperwork to come through on that one, so I couldn't get him for the pre-season tournament. So into the knockouts we go. In this pre-season tournament, we were against Hamilton of Scotland, another Scottish team obviously, and it was probably the toughest test of them all. Knockout football in pre-season obviously is the place to be, but it was the toughest game so far. It took us 68 minutes to get into the game, but we play a good ball from midfield to Fofana, who played it to Di Almeida, who laid it off to Okanabri, who then taps it in to give us the lead. And that was enough to give us the 1-0 win over Hamilton. Our next game and last game of pre-season football was the final of the pre-season tournament, and we came up against a random team from Norway, I believe, called Reinhelm or Ranheim, or however you say it. I'm not really too sure about that team. I've never heard of them in my life. The stage was set for Yeovil to win a pre-season trophy. How great would that be if we can just grab some silverware, no matter how small it was, just grab some silverware to go and give us some confidence to go into League One. Could Yeovil do it? Well, spoiler alert, of course they did. Of course they did it. Early in the game, Di Almeida gets taken out in the box and we convert the resulting penalty for 1-0. We were peppering them for most of the game, actually, to be fair. We were the strongest team by far on the day, with lots of shots being saved, hitting the post, hitting the crossbar a couple of times. But we found the second goal in the 76th minute thanks to the big centre-back Suwumi for 2-0. Great header from the centre-back, and that was enough to give Yeovil the pre-season tournament win, and what a way to start the season with some minor silverware. Yeovil have now won League 2 and a random European Cup. I know I'm getting hyped for a pre-season tournament, but still, beating those teams was pretty difficult, especially, you know, with the changes to the squad and everything. I didn't know if they were good changes or bad changes, but it looks like we are ready and set for League One football next season. After the pre-season tournament, we actually managed to sign our man at the end of the tournament and just before League One started as well, which is a perfect time to get another centre-back on board for the club. And he's a high-rated centre-back as well, 67 rated. I think he is pretty much one of the highest rated centre-backs we have on the squad. So again, League One football might be a little bit easier. I'm expecting mid-table / lower half finish, not quite relegation. I think I'm not that bad at this game, but we'll see how we get on in the next part of our Yeovil series. I'm sorry that this video is a small update, but honestly I just wanted to focus on the changes that I made to the squad, and of course we'll do League One, the half of League One, in the next video, and I hope you guys will enjoy it as we go into it. And if you did enjoy this video today, then please give it a like and subscribe. Keep an eye out for the next series. Hopefully it won't take 9 months again, definitely won't, I promise. And keep it local as always, and I'll see you again for the next video.